Welcome to Enchanted Tarot. This is for the sign of Capricorn. Please keep in mind that it is a general reading, so it is not going to resonate with each and every one of you who are watching. Capricorn, I feel that a relationship is deteriorating. Either you fear losing this person or you have lost them, but maybe you fear having lost them for good, you know. Um, I feel like you're both worried about the relationship or about the connection. You could both be feeling defeated, but for different reasons, you know. And I feel like the real problem, where you haven't looked yet for your solution is, I feel like either you or they, and you will know who, either you or they has a lot of insecurities. And it is those insecurities that one of you is in denial about. So it's like you point the finger everywhere, but at, at what the real problem is. And, yeah, so one of you has a lot of insecurities, and those insecurities is what's causing the relationship, or was what was causing this relationship to deteriorate. The thing is, if it is recognized and it is addressed, then you could still save this relationship because you both still want it. You're both still emotionally invested in this relationship, even if you're not together. Okay, if you're not together, it's simply frustration that has torn you apart at this moment. Okay, frustration, feeling defeated, and both of you are feeling those feelings of defeat. Okay, both of you are afraid where this relationship is going to end, I mean, end, final end, that kind of ending. Right now, you're not at that point, although it can feel like it. And so what we see is that somebody here is afraid. The strength card is in the reverse. It could be also that they are feeling defeated. It's possible that communication is just it's just terrible. And this is because of the insecurities, okay? The communication is no longer there. Somebody feels afraid to talk or feels like they can't talk, or is just lacking the confidence or courage to talk, okay, about how they're feeling, okay, because maybe they're not sure how it's going to be received, you know. Um, so somebody is afraid over here, and they're afraid of this, the world. They're afraid that something is coming to an end. Okay. And so here they are, King of Wands in the reverse, upset over something, over the possibility of ending. I feel like they keep fighting for the relationship, but it's like it doesn't go anywhere, and it's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to get better until somebody recognizes the issue. Maybe one recognizes where it's coming from, but the other one refuses to admit it or refuses to see it. Okay, and has withdrawn and become very grumpy, very cold, silent, and also you would feel that sense of defeat on this person as well. Okay, this person has a really hard time to admit if they are wrong or when they've been wrong. And that's the problem. They're very, very stubborn, and they point the finger everywhere but at themselves. Okay, because this person has the Eight of Swords going on inside of them. This is how it is inside, and that is being reflected outside. That's what the relationship also looks like. Okay, and so. And that's what's being reflected in the outer world. So it's only natural that the solution is to go inward and fix this And once they fix this, get to the root of all of these insecurities, all of these fears, the outer world will come back into balance. And that is the solution. That is the solution. All they have to do is recognize it and admit to it, and then the healing can begin. Okay? That's when everything's going to change. That's when everything's going to change. But they must be willing to admit that this is what it is. Okay? They have to see the problem. So Eight of Swords, Eight of Swords, it is here twice. Very powerful message of denial. Somebody being very, very insecure. Um, I feel that we have, let me see, we have the Champion in reverse. Um, and we have the Warrior also in reverse, and they're basically saying the same thing. This is a warrior defeated when it's in the reverse. Okay. And they're wondering what's next. And the Champion in reverse is saying, well, you have the power to change this. You are a prisoner of your own making. This is just like an Eight of Swords energy, which runs right across this reading. Okay, and so even if you did manage to kind of get back together, it wouldn't last, because this has to be addressed. It has to be fixed. Everything has to be laid out on the table with judgment at the root. Okay, in order to fix this. But first, very first step is awareness of the problem. And so they have the power to change this. It's what this card is saying. Okay. They have the power to change this. They can choose to set themselves free and get back on track anytime they want to. But they must choose to. They need to be their own champion here. Okay. So they need to step up and be their own champion. In saving themselves, they save the relationship. Okay, so at the root of this is judgment, and it is about laying everything out on the table, because looks like there are a lot of trust issues here. And this is for this person who has all of these insecurities. They may imagine the worst, see red flags in this relationship where there are none. A decision needs to be made on this relationship. Okay, so a decision is just like there. It's just like sitting there. Okay, the Lovers is in the reverse. And so this speaks to the instability, the struggles of this relationship. Okay, when it's in the reverse, the relationship's either struggling or it's broken. Okay, with either one or both parties just deciding to end it. Okay, so this also indicates that the interference is coming from within the relationship, not without. Like the Tower would be something that comes from without, from the outer world in, but this is like the inner world. So this is like something that's happening within you two. Okay, with no outer interference. Now, the Queen of Wands is here. It looks like she's performing, and so it could be trying to pretend everything's okay when it's not. Looks like she's on a stage here performing. So maybe somebody's just trying to maintain this relationship so it doesn't completely fall to pieces, you know, and being very hurt yet and pretending everything is okay. And yes, see, we do have the Nine of Cups here, and I think that somebody is wishing for to rebirth or birth something, although they don't really talk about it. The plan for that not really moving because there are too many insecurities here. Okay. And so this Eight of Swords is being held hostage, not talking because somebody's words were very cutting, okay, very painful. And so this is what I mean. Something happened, you guys stopped communicating, and I think you stopped communicating again because of the Eight of Swords energy. It goes here, here, and here, so it's all across the board. And so this is why the communication deteriorated to the point where it is now, okay, which is basically non-existent almost. And so I feel like this is what's happening, or what has happened, depends where you are in the energy. And so they want the relationship, but they're just like don't feel like they can talk to their partner. So it's like they feel like something's slipping from their fingers. Um, Somebody has the victim's mindset. Again, we get that Eight of Swords type of energy over here. Um, and they are feeling defeated. They're feeling defeated and they're already grieving over this, okay? They're grieving over this, or they're grieving over the state of the relationship, basically what's left of it. And they're grieving over that, but what they're not willing to see yet is that maybe all their insecurities is what's behind this. They're looking everywhere else for the answer to this problem when they actually need to swing their gaze within. And the high priestess is right down here, over here, indicating that that is what they need to do. It is the solution. Okay? They need to see this. They're just so darn stubborn. Like I said, admitting admitting to being wrong or in the wrong is a big thing for them. They don't usually do it. So um, Two of Wands in the reverse. Um, Fear of change. Fear of the unknown. Indecisiveness. Could be like not budging. Um, Playing it safe or trying to by not talking, walking on eggshells. Um, it can be that somebody's worried about something being canceled. In this case, it is the relationship, I feel. So they're worried about loss because it does sit next to the Five of Cups, or what they could possibly lose. Their wish is actually to deepen their relationship, but it's completely going in the opposite direction. And the reason again is of somebody's insecurities, and that immediately affected the communication and just sent everything spiraling down. That's what happened. Okay. And so they can wish and wish and wish and wish, but it's not going to happen until they actually see the truth and admit to the truth that maybe, just maybe, all of this is happening because of my insecurities, because I'm afraid, because, I've been so hurt in the past. Because maybe because of those things, I could be a little obsessive and controlling. I mean, it just goes on and on. Okay. how these insecurities could have affected that relationship. They could have been very controlling. They could have obsessed over things, you know. They could have imagined things and threw them in your face, and you would not have even known what the heck they were talking about. But this is their insecurities coming out, you know. You probably would have seen little signs, and this would have frustrated you or them, whichever way this is going. Okay. I feel somebody's frustration. I feel like this person it's like they're waiting for the axe to fall. They're waiting for the axe to fall. Okay. They're keeping so much inside of them that needs to come out, but afraid to talk. Fears. This really needs to change. They really need to recognize where these insecurities are coming from. If you want to save the relationship, there's your answer right there. Okay? Need to look at it. Need to admit that, well, maybe if this was you, you need to admit that this could very possibly be the problem, and it needs to be addressed. Okay, so there it is. That is the problem. Look, in this relationship, that's what's causing everything just to fall apart. Okay, but I feel like you are both still emotionally invested, and I do see that there is some sort of event here that might give you some relief, but if you don't address that Eight of Swords, like don't let this give you a false sense of hope, or that, well, okay, I don't need to address this right now. I'll just sweep it under the rug. Don't do that. Because this happy moment won't last if you don't take care of it. Okay? It won't last if you don't take care of it. And so, like, they're basically giving you a warning now, you or they or them, whoever this is for, that this is the real problem in this relationship, and you need to address it. Even though you may get some relief, I do see that there is some relief coming in. You need to see and admit to the truth of what the issues are in this relationship, where they're coming from. And it is only then that you will be able to save your relationship. Okay? This little happy event is a band-aid. That's all. Okay? That's what they're telling me. That, yes, you're going to get some relief, but don't forget about this. Don't forget that this needs to be fixed. And the only way to do that is go within. You have the answer. You have the solution to save this relationship. You or they have the solution already to save this relationship. It's a question of awareness. It's a question of having that strength to admit to it, have the courage to admit to it and take care of it. That is what I have for you. I thank you for watching, for liking, and for sharing my videos, and for subscribing. Also, thank you to everyone who has sent in a donation. It is greatly appreciated. Many blessings to all of you, and bye for now.